the office worker who said she had an unsatisfying one-night stand with MSLSD gabber Keith Olbermann is bearing more details about their limp hotel romp. After our story about the 30-something Cuban hottie who launched a blog to rip Olbermann for their May tryst, she vented more yesterday. He assured me it wouldn't be just a one-night thing, the woman who calls herself Karma Bites wrote. He made plans to see me the following day and gave me all his numbers, including his home number. He said he would call me, but instead I received an email saying a relative had died and he'd have to leave town. The relative's story was false. Now, Karma Bites hints she may release toward email, she says Overbite sent her. Was an 18-month email friendship, and I have over 100 emails from him if I ever need to present any kind of proof. He chose to dispose of me in a cold and uncaring manner, which totally disregarded my feelings as a human being and left me feeling less than worthless. Typical lib. Like a Kennedy, you might say. That's me. Through a rep, Overbite said he did have a close relative died in May, but would not say who. The rep had no further comment. Well, I do. This guy's a punk, a predator, and a pervert. No wonder he loves Bill Clinton. No wonder he loves Bill Clinton. But there's more. Oh, my goodness, there's more. And by the way, we want to solicit information. If any of you have information on Keith Olbermann, if you had an unpleasant sexual experience with him, be you man or woman, transvestite, transsexual, or whatever, let us know. If we think it's a legitimate email, we'll read it on the air. Go to marklevinshow.com and you'll see the email right there. Anyone else who's slept with Overbite, found him to be limp, go ahead and write us. Or if you have any other information about this mental case, let me know. Now, I'm not done. In September 2004, Overbite was voted sexiest male newscaster in an online poll conducted by Playgirl magazine. Well, how would that happen? How would that happen? The guy doesn't even have his own hair on the top of his head. That's right. I'll bet you didn't know that, did you? So I hear anyway. He's built like a pear, punk, and yet he's voted the second. How could that be? Well, he included a link to the poll on his website and encouraged viewers to vote for him, which they did, giving him 24% of the 50,000 total votes. How pathetic is that? There's more. Keith Olbermann has had breakdown problems during his career. Yes, that's right. He's been known to hide under his desk and refuse to do a show. Our investigation revealed that before one show, he refused to come out from under the desk. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. Yes. We are working on getting his emails in which he verbally abused one of his female colleagues, Rita Cosby, which I am told are full of grotesque references to body parts and body odor. This is the man MSLSD puts out front as a journalist every night. This is the man that NBC uses as a commentator every night. Sick bastard. This is the kind of professional journalist who appears on that so-called cable network. MSLSD is a breeding ground for liberals, pseudo-Republicans, a former drunk, and one lifelong pervert and mental case, Keith Olbermann. Countdown to no ratings. Mark, how can you say these things? Because they're true. You need to know who's spewing this poison every night. The worst person on earth. What a joke, you jerk. There's more. On July 28, 2006, the Anti-Defamation League sent an open letter to Olbermann at MSLSD stating, "We're deeply dismayed by your ongoing use of the Nazi Sieg Heil salute, both on your program and in public appearances, you dope." The letter explains that Overbite's use of the salute prompted many complaints from its members, including Holocaust survivors. I assume he believes the Holocaust happened. And that any use of it serves to trivialize the Holocaust and the 6 million Jews and others who died. The letter closed by asking Overbite to reconsider his use of the Nazi salute in the future. And there's more. And when we come back, you'll get to hear it.
Mark Levin.
Congratulations to Keith Olbermann, tonight's biggest pervert in the world. Yes, our new Keith Olbermann theme song. Go!
Lacy things the wife is missing. Didn't ask for her permission. I'm wearing her clothes, her silk pantyhose. Walking round in women's underwear. In the store, there's a teddy with little straps like spaghetti. It holds me so tight, like handcuffs at night. Walking round in women's underwear.
In the office, there's a guy named Melvin. He pretends that I am Murphy Brown.
He'll say, are you ready? We'll say, whoa, man. Let's wait until the wife is out of town.
Sing, Keithy, sing!
Later on, if you wanna, we can dress like Madonna. Put on some high shade and join the parade. Walking around in women's underwear.
Do it!
Lacy things, missing.
Didn't I see him in one of those Abu Ghraib photos? Isn't he the naked guy on the top of the pyramid? I could be wrong.
Walking round in women's underwear. Walking round in women's underwear.
You've had this coming, Keithy. You've had it coming. And I'm actually enjoying myself. I'm not done. I'm not done with this nuthouse, this nutcase from this nuthouse. Look at this, October 18th, Keith Olbermann. He says, we now face what our ancestors faced at other times of exaggerated crisis and melodramatic fear-mongering. A government more dangerous to our liberty than is the enemy it claims to protect us from. We've never before codified the poisoning of habeas corpus, that wellspring of protection from which all essential liberties flow. You, sir, have now befouled that spring. You, sir, have now given us chaos and called it order. You, sir, have now imposed subjugation and called it freedom. These things you have done, Mr. Bush, they would constitute the beginning of the end of America. Spoken like a true mental patient. By the way, Rich, my producer, make sure you make a copy of this on a DVD and send it to the jerk. I know he's listening, but he may want to show his children one day. Oh, he doesn't have children. That's right. He doesn't know how to make sex. Doesn't know how to have sex. Limp, I hear. Well, there's more on Keith Olbermann on the something called MSNBC. He said October 23, we want to thank our friends at the Media Research Center. The dictionary definition of the word terrorize is simple and not open to misinterpretation. To fill or overpower with terror, to terrify, to coerce by intimidation or fear. He said by this definition, the leading terrorist group in this world right now is Al-Qaeda, but the leading terrorist group in this country right now is the Republican Party. It may be the oldest trick in the political book, scare people into believing they are in danger and that only you can save them. Lyndon Johnson used it to bury Barry Goldwater. Joe McCarthy leaped from obscurity on its back. And now the legacy has come to President George Bush. This is the kind of plate-in-the-head liberal that MSLSD puts out front as a journalist, that NBC puts out front as a journalist. More from the New York Post, September 27, 2006. MSLSD loudmouth Keith Olbermann flipped over when he opened his home mail yesterday.